everybody. It's Pat Jones, and I'm here with another Turf Zoom brought to you by our pals at the Aquatrols Company. I'm here today with a young man who's made a big impression in a short time with the team in New Jersey, and his name is Kevin Rundstrom. Kevin, say hello.
Pat, thank you for having me. Yeah.
What's your job? What do you do every day? Tell us what your role is.
So right now, March 2023, they promoted me up to territory manager for the Mid-Atlantic.
Yep.
So I have been, getting kind of used to that, kind of saying hi to everybody, but ultimately it's gotten under my feet and I feel like I've been doing pretty well. So it's been fun.
That's great. So a year and a half now, selling in the field, and we'll come back to what you were doing before that. But you had a pretty interesting introduction into the golf business. Tell us about your how you got interested in this business, and then some of the internships that you were able to do along the way.
Yeah, very blessed to kind of be able to have the path that I had. So my high school actually backed up against Pine Valley in southern New Jersey here. So I kind of got the rumblings, the greatest golf course in the world is over that fence. I didn't know that. And then eventually you look it up and you figure out the best golf course in the world is in your backyard. So I was never grew up with a game of golf really. So my first introduction was Pine Valley as far as taking care of that place and showing up every day. I was 16 years old doing divots, rotary mowing, anything that was kind of the low hanging fruit. But I went, did about 4 years with Pine Valley. That got me into the Rutgers turf management program. So Dr. Rich Hurley kind of plucked me out of Pine Valley, and I actually toured Rutgers University when I was 16, 17, and just said, yeah, this is what I want to do. I'm looking at the golf course. I want to take care of golf courses. So, did Pine Valley, went to Rutgers 4 year. My first internship was actually Trump, Philadelphia. So
Right.
the first year went public to private. So they had a lot of construction going on, tees and, some remodeling of some practice areas. My second internship was a Core and Crenshaw course, Hidden Creek Golf Club down here in Egg Harbor. Another incredible golf club. Got picked up by the Dormy Network, so very happy it's getting its recognition.
Mhm.
And then during my 4 year at Rutgers, I was actually working on the turf research farm up there. So Joe Clark, who takes care of all the machines and he does some of the talks for the 2 year guys, he just needed someone to jump on a mower. So I would ride my bike over there, jump on a mower. We could be doing anything at any given day. So I went back to Hidden Creek and worked full time there. And then I got a phone call from Gordon Moyer from St. Andrews, and very difficult to understand on the phone, but I understood the
His accent
gist.
is a little thick.
It's awesome. And so he introduced me to the idea of, hey, if you want to come over for an extended internship in St. Andrews, we can put you on the old course. You'll be there from April to about, the end of October, beginning of November, which college kids can't do because it conflicts with the fall semester and the spring semester. So you kind of have to graduate and then go do it. But that was incredible. I actually caddied as well, on the old course, and that was an experience, all by itself. When I came back from the UK, I worked at Huntington Valley Country Club in North Philadelphia, 27 hole William Flynn, really cool property,
Pretty nice golf course. Pretty nice place.
a fantastic tournament golf course in Philadelphia. I learned a lot there. That was my, first assistant position, doing the spray sheet, managing the entire crew. We had about 30 people in season, which is a lot.
Yeah.
So then from there, I kind of had like the sales bug. I wanted to, be a resource to a lot of different people. And I came out, I actually worked for a startup company that sold carbon-based fertility. So we had a product line and we went out and, hit the ground running, just literally knocking on doors and trying to get people to kind of pick up the product line. And, from there, I kind of kept my head up. I was looking for a house and I came across the research farm for Aquatrols. when I interviewed there, I met Matt Foster, who was president and CEO at the time.
Yeah.
He helped, kind of come up with the idea and pretty much, do the entire construction in-house with Aquatrol's employees. So
Right. During the pandemic.
during the pandemic, he said, if you can get here and we'll put this thing together. So I came in at a point where they had all the bones and the structure done. They needed to grow it in. So I was able to, use all of the Aquatrol's product line and Redox at the time, the
Yep,
fertilizer,
yep.
and we grew in that farm and pushed it and kind of finished it, made it tour ready. So from that experience, they knew, hey, Kev has had his hands on this product line for a long time, taking care of the research farm. When the position came available for the Mid Atlantic and sales, it was in their mind hopefully a no-brainer, and they looked at me and said, "Kev, we want you in that position." So I was lucky enough to kind of get plucked from the farm, where I used the products and watched kind of the results, and then now that makes me such a good resource for everybody in our territory.
That's
So
great. So tell people about the farm. I think the people that have been here, been there, it just blows their minds that relatively medium-sized company like Aquatrols has this amazing testing facility out in the country nearby. So tell us about the farm and what's being accomplished there.
yeah, so 10 acres of about 6 acres of turf, 4 acres of ag, but it's to do our own testing in-house.
Mhm.
Before it even gets into a university trial or goes into a larger trial, we're able to kind of just vet that quickly ourselves. It also gives an experience for customers to come to the farm and tour it with us and talk about the different, plots that are out there. A lot of different turf types. We have cool season, warm season, and that's kind of what it was used for. It was an experience, and showing that Aquatrolls is doing our due diligence before we have to go into university trials. So a great resource for us to have. Yeah.
When visitors come and ask questions, it's got to be a great interactive experience for the Aquatrols team to be able to talk to people in this context of, look, the lysimeter over here shows that this stuff is moving through at this rate, or it proves that we've got a good holding capacity with this particular product. That's just so great to be able to back up everything you say with real world science.
Yeah, on multiple different turf types too.
Yeah,
So, it doesn't matter where you're on the globe, warm season, cool season, we're kind of doing our own research before it even goes into something else. Yeah.
right. So now that you were in the field and you got this amazing territory, one of the best geographic areas in the country for golf. What have you taken from the new combination of Aquatrols and Precision Labs into the Aquatrols company? What's been the best thing about that new joining together from your perspective?
I think the addition of their portfolio. So they had a few things we did not have, and so we were able to grab onto, some of the pH buffers, tank mix adjuvants. They have, tank cleaners and defoamers. They have a lot of different products that we did not have. So
Right.
we're able to kind of, have a wider portfolio for our customers, which I think, Aquatrolls as a surfactant company, we still are the industry leaders, and Precision was, in our opinion, right behind us.
Sure.
So as far as implementing all of those surfactant technologies, along with everything that Precision had, for the golf course to optimize, your water pH in your tank and, to kind of get the most out of your spray applications, drift retardant or whether it's a sticker, there's a lot of different things in that portfolio that are handy to the superintendents that we did not have. So I think the variety of what we have right now is a good solution to the industry.
It's amazing how well the two companies fit together,
Yeah,
and
it
you know,
was
uh,
effortless. It has been
yeah,
effortless. Yeah.
well, nothing's effortless, but I think the right effort was put in the right places to bring everybody together. So I'm still a little surprised when people don't know that the two companies are one now because it's so valuable, I think, to the end users to be able to go to one place and compare everything and be able to choose from this pretty eclectic portfolio now. So what's your favorite product though? Because you've got some new things to share from the Precision Labs line. But what do you think in your territory in the Mid Atlantic? What do you think is the most valuable tool in the quiver that you guys have?
Yeah, I definitely have a few favorites. And it's not a surfactant. The actual product that is my favorite is Solaris,
Oh yeah,
which is, a UV radiant. So in my area, we got a lot of POA. So POA greens, the mixture of bent POA, and it gets hot quick. So the Solaris helps kind of keep that heat off that canopy and actually has a chromatic plant enhancer that actually helps the physiology of the plant. So Solaris is really unique. Again, something we did not have before.
mhm,
And then to adopt some of their leading soil surfactant chemistries like Vivax, which has been huge in the industry. We also have Cascade Plus that
right,
worked its way into Cascade Tray.
right,
So now we have Cascade Tray kind of at the forefront. And, so those three I've grabbed onto. The fourth, I would say, is Precip, which
yeah,
is
yeah.
pretty good as far as an economical tool for superintendents, and it can be used anywhere. So those four I've grabbed onto, and I feel like a lot of customers have as well.
That's great. So why is Cascade Trade different? Because I think that it's been heard about a lot, but I think it's still new to a lot of people. Why is Cascade Tray an important tool for superintendents?
Yeah, so Cascade Plus was something that they had for a long time, and Cascade Tray is kind of just the safer formulation. So
Mhm.
you really have no issues with, burn potential. And it's a combo soil surfactant, so it rivals some of the combo soil surfactants on the market. But, Cascade Plus was one of the best hydration tools in the industry.
Yeah,
So Cascade Tray, taking and making a safer formulation, you still have the same chemistry, but you're out there, you're not having to worry as a golf course superintendent. So I think that that's the main difference.
what are some of those typical questions that you answer about products? Because I still think there's concern from some people about burning and about, watering in properly and things like that with all of the products.
Mhm.
What are some of the ones that you get most often that are maybe misconceptions about Revolution, for example, or some of the other products in the portfolio?
Yes, as a wedding agent, manufacturer, the number one question is, Kev, do we have to water it in?
Mhm.
How much do we have to water it in? So, the message is always, if you can, yes, water it in. So that's the question I'll get the most. What some of our formulations do is add that, extra kind of layer of safety. So
Mhm.
say you have a foliar application and you want that to sit for, a few hours or the day. A lot of our formulations are safe to sit for the 24 hours. And that's a
Mhm.
game changer. But ultimately, my message is if you can water it in immediately after application, that's what you want to do. But
Right.
the ability to have the flexibility, to have if you want to keep it on for 24 hours, run it at nighttime, with your nighttime irrigation, you have that flexibility. But that's always the number one question. Kev, do we have to water it in? How much do we have to water it in? And, a lot of times that we have the recommendation, but on each given golf course, you kind of have to understand, is it is it 10 minutes with my irrigation cycle? Is it 20 minutes with my irrigation cycle? Is it, 10 minutes twice that day? So you have to kind of understand how you're going to water it in
Yeah.
because it's got to be a part of your program. So
Yeah.
you're the one responsible for it.
Just a couple of turns of the heads a lot of times. It's interesting because I spoke with somebody recently about their new irrigation system that they had that was very programmable, and they had programs in place for watering in different types of products from the Aquatrols Company line. So they knew that product X needed 3 turns and product Y needed 1 turn or whatever else it was. So that's how sophisticated they've gotten about this.
That's
Pretty
it.
remarkable.
That's it. Mhm.
Yeah. The other thing that comes up all the time is labor cost, and hand watering might be one of the top things that demands a lot of time and attention in hand watering. And then as the school year starts and everything, everybody goes back to work. All of a sudden, it's the superintendent and the assistant out there with a hose in their hand. What products do you sell that can get that hose out of their hands and get them back to work in the real world?
Yeah, that's a good question too. It's real life when it gets to that point. And, managing water,
Yeah.
it's your number one resource. Even before I answer it, Precision Labs, wanting to be your water partners. So understanding that we're thinking about your number one resource. But so it depends on location usually. I always think my 3 questions to a superintendent is what's your soil type, what are your expectations, and what's your price point?
Mhm.
At that point, sandy soil, heavier soil, I can figure out a recommendation. What are your expectations? Now I can figure out a recommendation. And what's your price point? So then I can figure it out. So, but tools like Revolution or Zipline on greens, even 1690 on fairways, Primer Select and rough. It's a wide variety of solutions. So, but what I usually recommend is Zipline or Cascade Tray on greens, Revolution 1690 Vivax on fairways, and then Revolution if you can on tees, just because you can set it and forget it. And
Mhm.
you're really trying to, yeah, it's protect your investment, it's protect your water applications, get the most of it. So, these guys, yeah, they're out there. We don't want to be hand watering in September with a crew of 7 guys. So
Yeah.
you got it. Soil surfactants sit in your program to kind of protect that. So
Yeah.
yeah, we got just about anything they need.
So I'm sure that the last thing that our audience wants to hear about is early order, but it's that time. So Aquatols has always had a very simple early order program. There wasn't a lot to do. What are your hopes for people to be able to get their early order done and get a quick hit and take advantage of the opportunity that the rewards program offers, the approach program?
Yeah, yeah, great question there too. So our approach program is our program to the end user. So you sign up, you get linked, the golf course gets linked to the account, and then every single purchase you make, you're getting money back to your golf course.
And you sign up once, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's very active too. So you can go online, you can go on the app because there is an app on your phone. And as much as your distributor kind of reports the numbers, it's going to update your points.
Yeah,
But when these guys get in early order, what it is save money when you can and put money back into your pocket as much as possible. So right now, Zipline is running at nearly 12.5% back in early order. Revolution, right there, 10% back in early order. That's huge for these guys because what it does, it gives them a chance to, either, pull some gift cards from the program, give them to the guys in Christmas time, or use distributor credit and ultimately get more product.
yeah,
So it's an aggressive program. And we want these guys to kind of get these savings, put the dollars in their pocket, and then go use it on stuff they're going to need, later in the season, or giving some stuff to the crew for Christmas. So
yeah. It's simple, and that I think that's what I always hear from people is it's just so dead simple. So we'll have fun with that for the
mhm.
next 30 days or so. You're going to go meet a lot of people and do some stuff. But when you're not doing that, what do you do for fun? What are some of the things you like to do when you're not out supporting customers?
I'm a golfer, still, even if it's for the job or not. And my brother, that's kind of where I got it from. So my brother has 2 young sons. I try to spend some time with them. My girlfriend and I, we have a dog, so I spend some time with my girlfriend and the dog.
Aw,
Yeah, and then I'm a guitar player, so
yeah,
I have a little group that we'll play with once in a while. And then other than that, since I don't work on the research farm anymore, my backyard looks incredible.
Ah, good for you. Good for
So
you.
that's a stress relief, getting back there. And I got a couple apple trees and peach trees and a little greenhouse. So you go escape and you get away from the computer for a little bit. So yeah, guitar, play some golf, spend time with the family. My mom lives down at Cape May in New Jersey, which is a
Nice.
beautiful beach town. So I try to put my feet in the sand as much as possible.
So have you and our boy Tom Valentine done any kind of a musical combo yet?
We haven't, but he's a player. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I hear. I
Yes.
want to kind of get with him and say, hey, let's bring the guitars to the office and let's sit down for a day, and
Yeah.
I would like to get to play with Tom for a little bit.
Even better, out at the farm. Have a little concert at our farm.
Bring some customers out there. That would be a great day. It would be.
So, well, I really, really appreciate your time, but I want to give you a chance to say, anything else you want to make sure that the customers need to know about you and about the new company and the product line. So, what are your sort of final thoughts here on the Turf Zoom today?
Yeah, I think it's always just really nice to kind of give an ode back to the industry. I mean, you know it. Our industry is so tight, and there's so many people that make up so many good companies. Like I always just feel thankful to be within the industry, knowing that you can call the guy down the street, or you have so many friends through the world in some cases. So my final thoughts, it's kind of we're lucky to be in the industry. We're lucky to be on the side that we are helping people. So I kind of just absolutely wake up every day excited to do that. So, continue to be nice to everybody in the industry because, it's a good close network of people and that's kind of what we hang our hat on. So I think just understand that everybody's out here, just trying to get through what they have to get through. It's a good industry. So I always want to say that.
It's a band of brothers and sisters, and the camaraderie is amazing, and that's why I'll never leave. I don't know about you, but I'm too old to leave and too happy to even want to. So I enjoy it too. Kevin, well done. You're off the hook. You've done your turf Zoom. I know that your customers will enjoy this. Maybe give you a little hard time about being a TV star, but you did a great job, and we really appreciate it. So thank you very much.
Pat, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Happy to have you, and thanks for joining us for another Turf Zoom brought to you by the Aquatrols Company. And stay tuned because we're always making more.